Good morning, all you fine folks in here. 9 folks in here waiting. I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It's Friday. Bassman and Mr. Kevin.
TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday.
Yeah. How you feeling this morning, Bassman?
Well, I'm just a little tired, but doing fine.
How you feeling this morning, Mr. Kevin?
Actually feeling a lot better. Thank you, sir.
That's good. That's good.
How are you and the family?
Doing fantastic. I mean, I know I say this each and every time, but I mean, back together has completely changed my world. I mean, well, you guys can tell throughout the day and stuff. I'm ecstatic when I can look over and see my beautiful wife, or look in there and see my ornery daughter. I mean, it's what? No comment from the ornery daughter comment. She goes, no.
I was reading something. Sorry.
She was reading something. Let's go ahead and say hello to the fine folks. Member of the channel right off the bat. He may not be here now because he is working, but he was here. It is Brother Compton saying, "Here I am." Good morning, brother.
Morning, sir.
I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. We got the. No, why don't you go ahead and introduce this next fine film?
Well, I don't know, man. We're letting in some sketchy characters if this guy's coming in.
Yeah, coins making sense. Member of the channel. That is Mr. Kevin.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Compton, what are you doing way over there?
Yeah, what are you doing way over there? See, now I've told Compton, because me and Compton's met up, in I don't want to say in real life, but in real life, we've been, we've shook hands, we've hugged, other than at the Cincinnati show. He's come over to where I live, and where we live, and we've hung out, and done stuff for 2 or 3 hours. And I told him, I said, if you ever want to be on the show, you're more than welcome to be on the show. He's no. I was like, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to do that. Just be there and talk. No. Just don't want to. Saying good morning, Tiny Bassman and Kevin. A 70-ish banner this morning. That was exactly what I was going for. I found that background, and that's what started it all. I was looking for a background for something else, and it had a 70s theme to it. And I was like, well, I'm 70s theme. I'm from the 70s, and all those blah colors from the 70s. And then I went and got that font, and I had the font first, but then when I was looking for something else, I found that one. I was like, that would be perfect for a 70s theme thing. So thank you for pointing that out. That's one of the favorite ones I've ever done. And even Bassman liked it.
Whoa.
I like it.
Now, Bassman likes a lot of the stuff I do. He's just like, that's awful busy. Sometimes when I put the real bright backgrounds to it, he's like, they can't hardly see the words. It's kind of busy. I'm like, yeah, that's me, kind of busy. It is the one, the only, who's been lurking the last couple shows. I know she's been here. She's just been lurking. It is Kennel Man. Good morning, man.
Yes.
Hope everything's going well down there. I hope your weather's getting better.
Yes, Gorilla Stack. Thank goodness it's Friday. And to the Talking with Tiny Peeps, let's kick our shoes off, sit a spell, and drink some coffee.
Nice.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, member of the channel. Good to see you, buddy. Had another good video out. Let's see. I didn't think of it that way. Katrina and the Waves vibe. Yeah. It is SF Kim Rush saying morning to see Gorilla Stacker. The rain has stopped for now. That's right. See, Ken mine, and you can ask Bassman. I was going to be working on a Keep on Trucking themed background too. Bass man.
What you gonna do when he's coming for you?
The Tiny made that one. Thank
You're
you,
gonna
sir.
run.
You're gonna run.
Pleated woodpecker stuck its tongue at me and taking pictures today. Dennis D. Good morning, sir.
He takes some Mr. Dennis D not only is the mint email warrior and sniper extraordinaire on other auctions. He still has some sniperish tendencies, tries to, on our auctions. But he takes, I believe he's kind of a bird watcher. I haven't, but he used to send me some amazing emails with pictures of birds. And they were absolutely amazing. I kind of miss them, Dennis D. I mean, just looking at a bird, but I think birds are amazing animals. And I mean, anything that can flip gravity off and say to hell with you, that's pretty amazing. Mr. Wiles Palladino saying, good morning, friends. Wishing you a great weekend. You too, sir. Good to see you.
Mr. Silver Gator. Hi, how y'all are? I'm so glad for me to see you. I guarantee. Good morning, sir.
Bandit Jones. Good to see you, buddy. It's happy Friday time, people. God bless y'all. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. We got KG Coins in the house. Hello, all. Hello to you and Miss Smile Smile. Hopefully singing along. Good morning.
I still have a 70s blanket with those colors as a banner. That's funny. Ooh, there's a Long Beach show today. Family and travel issues. Oh, missing the Long Beach. Oh, that's. Hey, good morning. Saying morning, Kevin Tiny Bass Man. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. All the way up there in the Big Apple. Saying hello is Miss Brown Sugar 0069. Good morning, ma'am. Hope you're doing well this morning.
Good morning, my incredible stacking brothers and sisters. I hope each of you are doing amazing. I'm at the gym working my tuchus off and may not be able to respond. Good morning to Azure Blue.
Get that work in, brother. Get that work in. Don't skip leg day. I seen pictures of a couple guys the other day, just jacked. I mean, just amazing physique from the waist up. Waist down, chicken legs. And they said this, and it was a meme, and it said, this is what happens when you skip leg day. I was like, come on, how can you look like a tangerine on a couple toothpicks. I mean, come on. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. You want big upper body? Yeah, you want you want a big upper body to look, big and bulky, but work on them legs, folks. Work on them legs too.
I mean, it's like in coin collecting. I mean, you want your coin collection to match evenly across. So you try to collect the key dates in as nice condition as you can and match with all the rest of the coins. You got to match. I mean, it's all about proportions, folks.
Ooh, I have to check this out. Okay. 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 I hope he doesn't get upset, but I want to share this. Okay, here we go. Mr. Dennis D is saying, sent you the tongue plated picture today, and I went and checked it out. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Okay. I'll just go ahead and share entire screen because I'm lazy like that. Says Chiefs win, but see, you can see its tongue sticking out.
Oh man.
That's a good catch, Mr. D.
Mm-hmm.
Check out that hair, man. Well, it's not his hair, but check out that bright red on top of there.
Yep.
Plumage.
Yep.
I didn't have a camera when I saw it, but there's a type of woodpecker that looks almost like that. It's got more white on its back. That's extinct.
Oh wow.
And we were fishing, and one flew by us, and
Oh wow.
they had recently come on the news, or right after that, they came on the news and said people had spotted them in that area.
Oh wow. That's a great picture, Mr. D. Keep them coming, brother. I like showing them to Zoey. She loves all animals.
Hello to Tiny Bassman and Kevin. Good morning, Ms. Amy. Amy here in the house.
Good morning, Miss Amy, member of the channel. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate that. Hey, here's another member of the channel. It is Mr. Robert Bentoff saying, morning, everyone. Bullseye. Watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Watch
it.
out.
Watch out.
Silver Wolverine, another brother from Michigan. Good morning to all. And now that's a channel to watch, folks.
Yes, it is. Silver Wolverine, numismatic news and information. He is your guy. He's the only numismatic news and information channel I watch. He had some great stuff about the mint releases, or what was it? I can't remember right now, but he had a good video came out yesterday that everybody needs to watch. Mr. Dennis D says, I'll send the speckled flicker pictures too. Cool. Baba sitting right next to Miss Amy Harrell, saying hi to all the pups. Miss Marcel was just in here a little bit ago, but she had to step outside for a little bit. What? I was watching this dude on TV last night selling MS-66 set of 2023 Denver women's quarters for $1,500. Now, I'm not one to gouge people, and we don't do it at our auctions. We don't believe in gouging people. We don't believe in selling something that's worth $100 for $300. Now, if it would happen to go up to 115, 125, something like that, because people really want it and they're getting in a bidding war and they're wanting to say, okay, I really want this and I'm willing to go over a little bit because I can't find it or what have you. But $1,500.
That's just not right.
Right. Wow. Timely video yesterday, similar to mine. Great minds. Yep, they're all crazy.
Oh yeah.
It's like me and Bassman will think of something at the same time. I said, you know what they say about great minds, don't you? We're all crazy.
Yeah, they think alike.
Bassman, if you saw an ivory billed woodpecker, that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
I think there was a big stink about that back in the early 2000s where this guy was in a marshy area. He was like deep south, and he seen one and took pictures of it, and then everyone was like, no, that's just this or that or this or that. They zoomed in on the picture, sure shooting. It was
may have been the one that there was one in Arkansas, down in South Arkansas, and that's where we saw it. That it came out in the paper that he had taken a picture of it and everything. And I was sitting out there fishing, and it come whipping by and went over and landed on a tree and sat there. And we looked at it and tried to decide, well, it hasn't, like I say, they got more white on their back, and they got, as it's named, the ivory bill. It's kind of a tan color bill, but it looks It looks white compared to a regular woodpecker's bill.
All right. SF Kim Rush is saying Double D, capturing nature and good pics is harder than it looks. Absolutely. Now, that picture, you can tell he was zoomed way in, but some of the pictures he sends me, he has to be, within 10 or 15 feet of these animals. And the pictures are just crystal clear, and everything in the background is blurred out. I mean, and I know he's done nothing to the photos to do it that way, but I mean, they're magazine worthy is what I'm trying to say. I mean, they're great photos that he sent. I've kept them somewhere in a file on my computer. I think it was on my computer at home. But Mr. Pintoff says those guys are better than magicians making money disappear. Here's a question. Why do woodpeckers peck wood? Because that's their name. You have to do what your name, right? Yeah. Isn't that how it works? Like if you're a coin collector, you don't collect tchotchkes.
No.
You collect coins. So woodpeckers, yeah. Miss Amy Harrell. See, that's a good one. Sea griller bugs.
Yep. That's what you do. Worms. Beetles.
Worms. Mr. Palladino says world record on an annex submission turnaround. 5 Dan Carr items, including the 1793 flowing hair dollars that I did a video on. Yep. Those of you that don't know Mr. Wiles Palladino, and I'm going to out him here, is coin stuff I like. Mr. Palladino is coin stuff I like. So you should go over and give his coin stuff I like video a thumbs up and a comment and subscribe to his channel all on the same time. It was opened on 1/29/2024 at Annex, finalized shipping today. Whoa.
Pretty good.
Mr. Dennis C says they love ants. Oh, yeah. Sea Griller says that makes sense, Amy. The noise they make bugs me. That's good. That's good. There's coin stuff I likes. Link to his channel. Thank you, Bass Man. Really appreciate that, brother. And we're caught up. Only took us 18 minutes.
Oh, not bad.
But when you get a bunch of fine folks in here, with good comments and stuff, you got to take the time to highlight those good comments.
Everybody has to have their due.
Yeah.
When I was a younger man, I went out and was deer hunting, and I kept hearing, I wasn't doing very good at it, but I kept hearing this woodpecker out in the woods somewhere. He wasn't right on top of me where I could see him. And I got to thinking about, he has to be really hitting that tree to make that much noise this far away. So I got up and picked me up a solid limb, off the ground, and I whacked this tree. I didn't make any kind of noise compared to what he was making. He hit me with his head. But
he's got a chisel at the end of his head.
Yeah. I mean, and people are like, they've done tests. Silly tests that scientists do and, zoologists and stuff like that. They're like, how do they do that and not hurt their necks or get a headache or so? They actually do. They live with a perpetual migraine headache. And they've always had it since they started, pecking at the trees. And then once they get, I can't remember how old it is, it finally just goes away and stays away. The silly stuff that scientists have tested, they tested a woodpecker with the things that they hook up to them and stuff. And then, when they start pecking on wood, their pain sensors go up in their body. So it's hurting them, but I guess it just goes to show that you can get used to anything after a while.
Once you get
Our
used to getting
favorite
through-
Tar Heel. Go ahead.
Oh, Mr. Kevin, I meant to tell you.
Yes, sir.
I got your package.
Awesome.
Okay.
Did you find the
And
surprise?
I pulled it out and got the box out and set it aside and started backing the thing up to throw it away. And I just happened to look back in the box because that plastic was stuck to the side of the cardboard. It got a vacuum between them.
Yeah.
And I didn't see them in there, but I, for some reason, stopped and opened it up and looked in there again, and there was that surprise.
We'll see. You're leaving the suspense now. What was the surprise?
It was a 2023.
That depends. That depends if you've opened up yours.
Yeah, have you opened yours?
I haven't because it's
then I
back
can't
at
tell
home.
you.
Oh, okay. Thanks, brother. I love you too.
But let me tell you, look in the box.
Okay.
All right.
Make sure.
Here's
there
the
you
surprise.
Oh, wow.
The Mint was giving these away at the fun show, and I picked up a couple extras.
Nice. Is that a Denver? Well, it has to be a Denver because the only mint mark they have on them is Denver.
Yeah,
2022 Denver.
And then you also got a Planchet.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But that
Thank you, sir.
plastic was stuck to
Appreciate
the inside of the cardboard, and I just about threw it away.
Yep. See, always check the packaging.
Yep.
How do scientists know woodpeckers have headaches? They had them hooked up to like what's it called when they test your brain for pain?
EEG.
EEG.
Yeah.
They did a baseline test and then they put them in with the wires still hooked up to them like a little thing. And when they were pecking on the wood in the terrarium or whatever they had them in, they seen a spike in the activity and the pain sensors in their head.
Yeah.
And I went on to the next thing. Mr. Josh C., our favorite Tar Heel, saying, "Good morning, guys. I'm on the road again. Hope you're being safe out there. I'm not so worried about your driving as I am everyone else's."
Everybody else's, yeah.
Ooh, looky here. I'm trying to have not gotten coffee yet. I did find 2 drummer boys and a bunch of American women quarters, but no silver. Searched 15 rolls. Still, though, 2 drummer boys, that's just as good as silver as my book. Just as good as silver. Bass man, you use a stick. A proper test, you should have used your head. Oh, wait. Is that why you have headaches?
Yeah. I have migraines constantly, so.
Brother Compton, he made it.
Yeah. Maybe you're secretly a woodpecker in your sleep and don't know it. Are blank planchets valuable? Not as much as you think they would be.
Not really. I mean,
Unless
they
you
get
have
out
a
there
press.
every now and then.
Yeah. I tell you, one person that gets a lot of them is, 2 people actually. It's the amazing Durbans, Mr. Joe and Miss Diane. They get a lot of planchets, and if you happen to buy something from their auction, I think the first time you buy something, they send you a blank planchet.
Yep, they did me.
Yep, they did me too.
Now, see, I'm with Dennis D. I'll take a gold planchet any day.
Yep.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, you give me them gold planchets if you're gonna give me some. That's the ones.
Hey, you know what? That's also a good question. Thanks, Tony. But how do scientists know if it's increased activity is not deep thought? Because it's hooked right up to their the pain sensors they're the pain, whatever it's called, the area of the brain that shows pain. Like they do a scan, like they did a scan on mine, and they didn't find much. They found, when they were looking for the brain, they didn't find much, but once they found it rattling around in there, they had me laying there during, trying to catch and see what was going on with my narcolepsy and cataplexy. They had it hooked up while I had moved on the table, and my back had flared up from laying there on the flat surface. And they actually told me when I was in pain because those pain sensors lit up. Like you can see videos of it on YouTube. It'll be like nice and greenish and whitish color, and then whenever the pain sensors hit, it lights up like a yellow and blue on the screen. So they can actually tell when you're in pain when you're hooked up to a certain kind of test.
Yeah, they when they did this test on my hand, he looked at the signal back from it and said I didn't need a surgery, I needed an autopsy. Because I wasn't putting any signal back out.
It's either deep thought or just vegetative state. Is what that is.
Yeah. But they said I wasn't getting any signal from my hand. So
Scott S. Good morning, buddy. Said, hey, Compton, Ken of mine, SF Kim Rush, Amy Silver, Gator Bass Man, Kevin, and Tiny. I like it. It's a one-stop shop on the comment there.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Scott S. How times have changed for the PDS quarters. Almost 24 hours and still red add to the bag. However, I still have all my 2022s except, well, for one, Sally Ride S-Roll. That's because if you folks didn't know,
you distributed them.
Silver Wolverine took a little trip, was on vacation, and just started giving exact change, and he was putting Sally Ride quarters into circulation.
Yeah. Well, hey, they've been increasing the numbers on those PDS boxes every year now. But you know what? 650,000 of an S coin, that's still pretty scarce.
Yes, my brain is so similar to a bird's. I'm a bird brain. Like I just got the last part of it. Same size and everything. Yep. Yeah. Walnut in this big old brain, big old head of mine. Like if I shake my head real fast, you can almost hear it rattle. Sounds like a marble in a shoebox. Tiny, I used to have many rolls of clad drummer board cord. Oh, I just read the rest of it. Until my daughter discovered the vending machines that her work took quarter. Oh, no.
Well, you've probably collected all of them by now, Tiny.
Just about. I'm the reason that the area around my house you can't find drummer board quarters in circulation. Let's see. Okay, this is to another one. He says, you got a grinder, Pintoff? And Mr. Pintoff says, I've yet to see a gold planchet. I would like to have a type 2. And then Compton says, you got a grinder? You can make you a planchet real quick.
Yeah.
Whoa. Is anyone interested in buying the American Women's Quarter 2-roll sets for cost? Whoa. You got Mr. Kevin thinking.
Very interesting. Think about it, man.
Yes, I do too. I've yet to find a really good air. I found a lot of light strikes on the drum. I found a couple that had doubling on the drumsticks, but I'm yet to find one of the big airs. I can't even remember what it is right now. I'm so scatterbrained.
With the double die?
Yeah, the double die. Yep, if you find him, thank my daughter. Miss Amy's asking if you have Eleanor Roosevelt. That was 2023, ma'am. He's got the 2022s. Those wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be a bad investment, folks. Even though it's only the 2-roll set. I mean, mint wrapped rolls of American women's quarters. That's at cost. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the clashed die also. That was the one that I was thinking of. Mr. D. 2022 SF Kim Rush. He's probably got them all because I remember he was into the American women's quarters back then. So he may have all of them.
Yeah, I'd have to take a look, see which one. I know I'm low on a couple of the 22s. So yeah, I would have to take a look.
Scott S says, Amy, pretty sure I have all of them except for Maya Angelou. Probably looking for that reverse die gouge error. Yo fan was hoping to see this morning's coffee.
Mm.
I would too, Scott S. I'd do that deal every day, all the time. I'd also trade your 3-roll sets for my Maya for your 2-roll sets.
Oh yeah. Yes, and I gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Absolutely. I have 4 Maya and 4 Sally Ride PD&S boxes. I'd hold on to them for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that Maya Angelou. I mean, you know, those Philadelphia rolls were the ones that had that die gouge area in them.
Yeah, Silver Wolverine, they're still riding hot.
Yep. Hey, there's Yo Fan. Yo Fan. Yo Fan. Oh, Marcel even perked her head up.
Oh, wow.
From the Yo Fan. Now we got. Her head was laying away from me next to Zoey, and her head popped straight up. She cocked her head and then whipped her head around and looked at me. She's like, what are you talking about over there? I'd give up trying to collect the women's quarters. Just find some now and none of us. Find some of them and none of others. I've heard a lot of people talking about that. Like they can find certain women's quarters in their area, but they never find any of the other ones. I mean, that to me is a distribution problem.
Yep. I know I've completed a lot of people's women's quarters because, they're not finding them.
Mm-mm.
Maria Tall Chief seems to be a pretty rare one. They're just not out there.
Aztec. Good morning, Gold Aztec. Morning, Tiny Kevin.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Azteca de Oro. Good morning.
Here's a question for you, Mr. Kevin. Are you buying the US-UK coin coming next week from the US Mint?
Not the coin. I'll buy the medal. Not the coin because, as I always say, I'm in the silver leagues. They can keep the yellow.
They can keep the yellow unless they're giving it out for free with the medal.
Yep. Then, I'll take all I can.
I'm thinking that the saying of Yo Fan hurts dogs' ears. That's not nice. That's not nice.
Hey.
But it's funny. It's funny. Yo, fan hurt my dog's ears. How dare you? Whoa. Brown Sugar still has 3 unopened bags of Maya Angelou, Philadelphia, and Denver bags.
Oh,
That's cool. That's where I found I found 11 out of a bag. No,
wow.
yeah, 11 out of a bag, a Philadelphia bag.
But hey, while
Look.
we're thinking about it, there are 23 party people in here. I know there's some of you in the back. You know what? Hit that thumbs up. Show YouTube who's boss. Let them know you like talking with Tiny.
I have Maria Tall Chief quarter and dollar in PCGS 2-coin holder. I'll do a video on my 2023 2-coin holder submission soon. Waiting on one final submission to return.
Very nice. Well, from what I understand, I'm going to have a coin to show off here, kind of in that GSA holder. From what I understand, it has returned. We'll get to see what we got.
Brown Sugar says, I found maybe 7 in a bag, gave 1 to Ken of mine. Oh, how nice of you. That's really cool.
Nice.
That's very cool. And Ken of mine's asking, what's a yote? A coyote. And should we be a fan also? Yes, I'm a fan of yote fan. He's a fan of coyotes. I'm a fan of him. So by and by, I guess I'm a fan of coyotes, except for the one that tried to attack me here at the house. I don't know if I told him that story. I went outside and was under the carport, and all of a sudden I seen something that I thought was a dog, which, technically isn't a dog. It's a canine. Yep. And it was trotting across the thing. I was like, that's a funny looking walk, because they've got that bounce to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got right in like 30 feet away from me in the light and paused. As soon as it got into the light, it like saw me. And I saw it and I was like, oh, shoot. And in the house I went. I mean, I'm a big boy, but that guy who was looking at me going, look at all that white meat. That's a lot of chicken on that big boy. I was like, no. Oh, you finally looked at him, huh? He got some 1960 Ds from CoinOp. I looked at 2 rolls of 1960 D cents, found a bunch of Field Bs and Field 6 die chips. Yep. I can't believe that Detroit blew their lead. I can't either. Me and Bassman.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to the game, and Bassman was watching the game, so I was, listening to it through StreamYard. And he's like, they're ahead 21-7. I'm like, if they could just steady as she goes, if they could just keep that ball down and keep it from, progressing, which, is the name of the game. That's the desired outcome. He's like, they scored. They scored again. They scored again. Within 8 minutes, they scored 21 points.
Yep.
I was like, holy crap.
Hey, the third quarter happened. That's all I can say.
They kicked off. They won the toss and deferred so that they could get the kickoff in the second half.
Of course, yeah.
And then they fumbled it. Oh, yeah, 2 plays in, fumble the ball. Give them the ball right in front of the end zone.
Kevin, you're not concerned the US-UK release is a metal and probably won't sell out? The gold coin only has a 10K. I think it will sell out, honestly.
Well, the thing is with the metal, not everybody buys directly from the mint, so I'm going to get like 2 of them to try to see if people are interested in them. There's enough of a difference between the US and the UK versions. Honestly, I want to try to get both of them because they're not identical coins or medals.
Right.
There are differences.
Mm-hmm.
So, and some people just really like Britannia and they like Liberty. So, I mean, yeah.
And I mean, how often does the U.S. Mint actually work with someone else other than themselves?
Exactly. I mean, there's been what, 3 instances?
3, the Canadian.
Canadian best of both countries, or
Yep.
you got the 400th Mayflower,
Right.
and then there was the Leif Erikson.
Right. So yeah, it's pretty momentous occasion. I mean, I believe.
Yeah, Pride of Two Nations. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Pride of Two Nations, 2019.
Unfortunately, I'm a Star Trek fan, so I'm thinking of Best of Both Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SF Kim Rush says the UK medal is better looking than the two. I tend to agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got the taxi driver with the doors open on the other side, so.
Talking to Gold Aztec says, I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I'm really looking forward to it. I believe it's going to be a good game too.
Mm-hmm.
Really do.
Yes, and I'll be looking forward to the commercials.
Yeah, the commercials are always good.
Yeah, come on. The Deadpool trailer is supposed to be on.
Yep. And I haven't talked about this before, but on Radio West Virginia, it's a YouTube channel. There was a gentleman, I can't remember his proper name, but he goes by and I know a lot of you in here have seen his video. The video has went viral. It's went all over the world. He was #1 on the Billboard charts. He's an unsigned music artist. He goes by the name of Oliver Anthony, which is his grandfather's name. His grandfather's name was Oliver Anthony. It's Oliver Anthony Music. And it's a great song. It's, it gets to the heart of what's going on in America without getting, political. But it's a pretty good song. And him and Chris, what's his name, are going to do the national anthem. And it's good. Oliver Anthony is awesome. Yes, Scott S. What is his real name? Christopher something. Chris something. I can't remember, but he's made a huge impact. I mean, Billboard charts #1. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts. He turned down an $8 million contract just because he doesn't want to get into the political side of the music industry. I mean, he said he will never go to Memphis and cut an album. He thinks it's too, because there's politics and everything. In football, there's politics. When I was wrestling, there was politics. Everybody was wanting to get in good with the bookers. Everybody was wanting to get in good with the, everybody that was in charge. So, yep, Oliver is a good old boy from the South. Yep, he's from Virginia. But he was on Radio West Virginia, and, and I followed that. And when that song come on, I was like, ooh, this is going to shake up some stuff. And I mean, the opening lyrics of the song, and I'm going to cuss. The opening lyrics of the song is, what is it? Working overtime hours for bullshit pay. And if everybody doesn't understand that, I mean, come on. And the name of the song is "Rich Men North of Richmond." So that's DC. He's talking about the rich men north of Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Silver Wolverine. Looks like Vince McMahon might be going up the river. Absolutely not sure his money can fix this one. That's right. I mean, when you have to put the company in your wife's name to escape losing your company and everything that's going on with him. Yep. I only worked for him twice. Could have worked for him the third time, and I told him to go. Yeah.
Yeah, what he's facing right now, yeah. Don't look that good.
Nope. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I mean,
Ain't that the truth?
yeah. Oh, there's so much going on with Vince McMahon, Scott. I mean, sex scandals and money scandals, and there's so much going on with him. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was trying to be a player in a professional, player in a management position.
Right. See, Griller, this US UK coin is a completely different concept. Yep.
Yeah.
The man B is investigated for sex trafficking by the feds. What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't either, Scott S. I've told this story before. I wrestled for the WWE twice in dark matches. What a dark match is it's the matches that gets the crowd warmed up for the big stars, like before they go on air. There's usually 3 matches before they go on air and start taping a TV taping live. And I was in 2 of those matches and did really well. Got a really good feedback from the crowd. The guys in management positions were excited about what I was doing and how I did it. And I was buying for a contract. I was biting for a contract is what I was doing. I was trying to get a contract with the WWE. And the third time they wanted to pay me less than what I got the first 2 times, or I could stay in the independent company I was with and make more money that night. I was the champ of the independent company, and I was going to get a big payday because it was a big show and, defend my title and keep my title, but make a lot of money. And they wanted to pay me less than half of what I was going to make. So I told them, I said, I'm going to make this much that night if I don't come to do a dark match, which will never be seen by anybody live. It won't be, it won't give me any exposure. So if you can match what I'm going to be making, I'll do it. Okay, they said, okay, we'll match it. Well, when I got there, they said, oh, there was a problem with, this and that, and we can only pay you this. So I told them to shove it right to Arn Anderson's face. And Arn Anderson was my favorite wrestler of all time. So I told Arn Anderson, I said, this is bullcrap, in other words. And I said, you can go yourself. I was like, and I left. And Vince McMahon was actually on the way to the thing to talk to all the guys that come down from the independent scene. He was going to offer some contracts. So I could have been one of those ones that was offered a contract, but I pretty much no-showed Vince McMahon. So that's my claim to fame, is I no-showed Vince McMahon.
Good for you.
Yep. McMahon's father left him the WWF, and he took it to a massive level. Sadly, the money, fame, and power went both to his heads. Yep. He actually bought the WWF from his father. His father wouldn't leave it to him. He made him buy it. and then he dropped one of the W's, and took it over. He took it from
Wasn't it like Worldwide
Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
Wrestling? Yeah.
Yep. And then Vince changed it to World Wrestling Federation or Junior, and then got in the whole debate with the World Wildlife Foundation, and using the thing is they could use the WWF from the World Wildlife Foundation, and they could use the WWF. They said, yes, you can use it. Well, then when they started making websites with the WWF on it and this and that and selling all this merchandise with World Wildlife Foundation, just said, well, you're making all this money off of it. We want a kickback. Well, he was so arrogant in his ways and said, no, we'll just take it from you. There ain't no way in the world you're going to take the WWF moniker from the World Wildlife Foundation.
Exactly.
And so that's when they went to WWE. So,
well, I guess the World Wildlife Fund folks would say, yeah, we're from the WWF, and they would keep getting comments. Oh, you're from the wrestling guys,
right,
and that also was grinding on them.
Yep. Let's see. I wonder if the new football league will succeed. I doubt it, but we'll see. I doubt it too.
Yeah.
I mean, what was Vince's XFL or something like that?
Yep.
And that, you see how that went. Tiny, a man's true character always shows up eventually. Good for you for not selling out. Thank you, sir. Yep. Could have been making a couple $100,000 a year, but settled for hundreds of dollars a year. No,
you settled for self-respect.
Yes, that was my thing. Is I was true to the independent scene that I grew up wrestling in, and where I made my bones, and I was true to the guy that give me a chance and said, get a little bit of training under your belt. You're a big boy. You're bigger than everybody we got in our company. So, you'll go far if you're good enough. Mm-hmm. And I got, not to toot my own horn, but I got good enough. And I was good at what I done. And I took pride in it. And whenever they said, I didn't have to wrestle on the independent thing. They could have skipped over that match because there was another main event that night.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have told him, hey, I'm getting this chance. And he was all for getting a chance. He had the guy that promoted the independent scene was, all for me getting a contract. He goes, you deserve to be there. You deserve to be on a t-shirt, is what he kept saying to me. And whenever I told him, I said, hey, they're going to match what I could make here. What do you think about that? He goes, are you trying to hold me up for money? I said, no, I'm not trying to hold you up for money. I don't want more money. I said, but this could eventually put you in a working situation with the WWE. You've got 4 guys going down to wrestle for Vince, so it could shed some light on your promotion. Mm-hmm. And he said, yeah, I've thought about that. He said, so yeah, go ahead. He said, you have my blessing to do whatever you got to do to get a contract. But when I got down there and they told me, you're only going to be making the money that we told you originally, I was like, shove it. So I went back and wrestled on the show that I should have been ready. Right? Wrestled for the guy that put me in the show to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So what does pre-sale mean on the new coins medals? Does that mean you go online and order, or you can add them as a sub? Pre-sales is you're holding your spot. You're
Yep.
buying, but they're not delivering until a later date. So you're not in line. You're guaranteed one of those coins or medals.
Yeah, you're placing your order for it. It's just that it's not going to. It's kind of like what they did in 2021 with the Morgan and Peace dollars. You put in your pre-order back in March and April. You didn't get them until September, October.
You know what's really funny? It's funny that you asked that, SF Kim Rush. Did I ever meet Bob Backlund? I put Bob Backlund on his back and counted 1, 2, 3. I beat Bob Backlund. After his run with the WWE in the mid 90s, he went to the independent circles for a while, and I wrestled him in Evansville, Indiana at a show. And I pinned him 1, 2, 3 cleanly in the middle of the ring. Mr. John Shank, good to see you, buddy. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
I've wrestled a lot of big names, like older names. That's like, I've met a lot of guys that are still on TV and were on TV through the early 2000s to mid 2000s. You know, John Cena's, Randy Orton's, what's his name? Big Farm Boy. Crap.
I'm going to say Paul White.
Oh, I've met the Big Show, yeah. The Beast. What's his name? Not the
Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Yep, I've met Brock Lesnar. Batista. Actually, the guy I worked for in West Virginia trained Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Batista. He was actually in a faction with Batista when he was what was his name? The creature that comes out of the sea. What?
Kraken?
No, not Kraken. It's like Leviathan. He went under the wrestling name Leviathan in Ohio Valley Wrestling, which was the farm club for WWE at the time. Ohio Valley Wrestling. That's where they got all their. So if you go back and watch a lot of those old OVW shows, you'll see a young Brock Lesnar and a young John Cena when he was the prototype. And a lot of those guys. Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, I remember him, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of those guys on those old Ohio Valley Wrestling shows. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Yep, I've met Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Tiny, what do you think your health would be like today if you kept wrestling? Things happen for a reason. I'd be in a wheelchair. For sure. Absolutely. The doctor told me when I was 26, if you don't slow down, you'll be in a wheelchair by the time you're 40. And I'm 47 and I walk with a cane. So, yep. And, married life slowed me down. I took more stock in what what I thought was more important, which was more important to me at the time. So, having Zach and Laura, just it didn't slow me down. It just gave me more priorities that should have been taken care of more than traveling around and wrestling. The Sheik, I wrestled the Sheik and beat the Sheik. The new Iron Sheik, not the original Iron Sheik. Well, he's not new now, but the Iron Sheik actually from Iran. I still remember Ric Flair, Blackjack Mulligan riding together down to a match, and they were mortal enemies at the time. Yep. A lot of those guys ride together that you wouldn't think rode together. Do you remember Ray Stevens, Haystack Calhoun? Oh yeah, I've watched all those old. Portland has some great, like if you look up Portland wrestling was amazing back in the day. Andre the Giant, yep, I met Andre the Giant when I was just coming into the wrestling.
My boss met him in Texas, the guy I was working for. He said, I walked up and they were doing something out in the middle of the lobby, and everybody was shaking this guy's hand. And he said, and I had to go by him to get out. So when he stuck his hand out, I shook it. And he said his hand wrapped around mine about twice. He said that man had hands that were huge.
It's like shaking hands with a stack of bananas.
Yeah.
I mean, they just wrap around your hand completely, like twice. I mean,
That's what he did. He said he just grabbed his hand, and he said that thing just kept going around.
Yep. The
Hey
big
guys,
guy, Paul White is a big guy too. I mean, his hands are
tiny.
huge. Oh wow!
it's noon already.
Whoa!
See
Where did
what
that
happens
come from?
when I don't put the 2-minute warnings?
Yeah, but that's dirty talk. We don't talk dirty.
Oh, hey guys, I actually have to get heading out. I got there's open office hours that I need to go attend right now for the 9 to 5. So I want to thank everybody for coming on out today. And actually, I don't have a show this weekend, so I'm going to be catching up on a whole lot of stuff here this weekend. So for now, I'm Kevin with Coins Making Sense, your spot for the dissemination of information to the numismatic nation. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming on out, and have a good weekend. Bye.
I was going to have him stay. Come back up here for a second, Mr. Kevin.
What's up, man?
Go ahead and say your. I think I want to start doing something. We start this together. Let's end this together. What do you say?
All right.
Go ahead, there, Bass Man.
Well, I'm wishing I was fishing. Bye.
Nothing else to say. Just wishing I was fishing.
Nothing extra.
Nothing extra. Well, Bass Man's usually one that thanks each and every one of you for coming out. See us again Monday. We do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as you all know. I love each and every one of you, and I hope this finds you guys safe and healthy. And you guys don't forget to check that pocket change, because you never know what you got in your pocket until you look.